Where'd you find this?
Welcome back to the number one football podcast in the world, ITCH4INFO. I'm your host, Ali P, and this is your other host, Niall V. Give it to her, baby.
Welcome. Week 3, we are back once again. Let's get straight into it.
Topics, right.
First of all, we're going to go straight into it. We're not going to hold back. Ipswich Town.
Ipswich.
Ali Pagano reporting live from Portman Road. What have you got to tell me?
Well, it's unbelievable scenes, really. It's very, very much unbelievable scenes. Ipswich 2-1 up. Macaulay Bonne, fantastic goals. And then, what happens? Another mistake at the back. Lee Evans to be at fault this time. Giving the ball away very cheaply. MK Dons equalise. Oh, what have we got? MK Dons are on the break. It's the end. Oh, it's hit the bar. So close to losing 3-2, big man. I think it was an unacceptable result.
Who was your man of the match? Tell me that.
I'm going to go Macaulay Bonne just because he scored the 2 goals and his movement was good. I liked his movement as a solo striker. Edwards, again, carrying the ball well. Scott Fraser had a good game. He did have a good game at the number 10. Maybe not the finished product of what I was expecting to see, but definitely had a good game, good assist on the second goal.
Tell me about the atmosphere. What was the atmosphere like on the
The
ground?
atmosphere was actually really good. Yeah, it was good until the end, and then there was some boos at the end, and I think that's a bit unacceptable as well. It's only sort of,
How many games in now? 4 games in?
4 games in.
And there's boos.
I just don't think that's acceptable yet. They haven't lost at home. 2-2 twice. So they're both draws.
My last question for you there on this would be, this is a serious question, I'm being serious. Do you feel like the clock is ticking on Paul Cook?
In a way, of course, it's always there. You've got to think about it.
Yep.
It's the modern game. Not many managers get long anymore. I don't think the boos were acceptable. Just because, the players did try. They looked good. It's still a brand new team. And time will come. Time will definitely come. They look like a solid unit. They've just got to get that defensive errors just completely gone.
Fragile.
They need to get rid of it.
Fragile.
Yeah, they need to get rid of that.
Another 2 goals conceded. They're scoring goals.
Yeah,
the goals they scored were good goals as
Yeah.
well. Especially the first goal. I saw that.
Yep.
Good strike from Macaulay Bonne.
Yeah.
Obviously that had the place rocking. But you still didn't answer. Is the clock ticking on Paul Cook? Yes or no? Is it a yes? Is it a no? If the results carry on how they are, if there's another 3, 4, 5 defeats in a row, possibly.
Oh yeah, 100%. If we
they're not
go with
winning.
the next 3 games, if there's 2 losses in there, then it's definitely questions need to be asked because something's clearly going wrong. If there's a couple of draws and a win, we're heading in the right direction.
But you obviously talk about Bonne. You were impressed with Carl Edwards. You think was
Carl
fantastic
Edwards,
player.
good player, very good player.
Yeah,
Quality for Town.
Rave reviews about him.
Yeah.
So obviously moving on from that, what we'd say is a big shout out to ITFC women.
Yep.
3rd win in the row.
Yep.
Top of the table now.
They must be. They haven't conceded a goal, I don't.
Haven't conceded a goal.
No.
And they're improving. And what I'd like to say is I actually do follow the Women's League as well as the Men's League. I started following round the World Cup when England women did really well at the World Cup, and from then took an interest in it. Better style of football. A lot of the games are better, free-flowing, more end-to-end, less rolling around, less dissent at the referee. Obviously, the bigger the game gets, the more you'll see that. But, that's what I like about the ITFC women.
Yeah.
And just, big shout-out to them.
Yeah. It's good to see that they're winning and doing really well.
Yeah.
A couple of their strikes. I've seen a couple of the goals.
The one on Saturday was extremely good.
Very
extremely
good. Yeah.
Good strike. This weekend, Town home to Wimbledon.
Yep.
Season ticket holder away again.
Away again.
Again.
Are you in attendance this week?
No, I won't be in attendance.
Because he's still hanging on to his...
As previously mentioned, still hanging on to the career. A big 45 minutes win into the legs last week. Had to come off at half time.
What position did you claim?
I was left back, but but I wasn't left back in the change room. I will put that out there. I was not left back.
It was covered.
I was probably left once or twice by the right winger. I come off at half time because I needed to come off. He was taken off, so I'll just put that out there. He was taken off, and he was a dangerous player.
Why did you need to come off? Is there an injury concern?
There's no injury concern. It's just managing the body. It's a long season. It's a long slog. It's a long slog. So I want to get there. But we won 4-3. That's a victory. First win of the season. First game of the season.
Yeah. That was away as well, wasn't it?
Away game. Yeah, it was away. It was a long trip away. But yeah. So obviously neither of us will be in attendance. Probably we'll catch the highlights after.
Yeah.
Don't know whether you watch live or you'll try to. Or
potentially depends what I'm up to. Yeah.
The season ticket holder will try and swindle some sort of way.
I'll agree with him, to be honest with you.
In that game.
I'll enjoy that.
What do you think they're going to do at the weekend? Do you think they beat Wimbledon?
I think it's at home, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've... I said they'd beat MK Dons. And
I didn't.
You didn't. You were right, yeah. I think, yes, it's time. I think similar team to last week, maybe 3 centre midfielders rather than an attacking midfielder. Yeah. Just to try and shore a little bit up.
Yeah, you said that they lost the midfield battle
the other day. So they're overrun, but I'm not saying that Raheem Harper's a bad player or Lee Evans is a bad player. I think they're actually really good players in there. Raheem Harper's been quality the whole season so far. Lee Evans, a couple of mistakes and a lot of sideways passing, but it's coming.
Do you think they'll win? Spit it out, lad.
We're going for a win this weekend. Come on, let's go.
I'm going to agree with you. I think Town get it done this weekend very well. I think they'll cut out the mistakes from last week. They know they can score goals.
Yep.
I fancy them to beat Wimbledon. Fancy Bon on the score sheet again. The season ticket holder's already told me, 20 goals. But he did
this
say
HMS
pissed the league, and he has said 100 points. Obviously, clock is ticking on that. Whether they can do it remains to be seen. It's early. I'd love that ship to start moving at a rate in speed of,
should we go for a prediction?
Of knots. Yeah, we'll go for a prediction. I think Town get it done 3-0.
3-0. I'm going to say 3-1. I think there's a mistake for a goal.
Well, we'd hope not. I think they're getting, they're going to get better defensively. Right. From that, obviously, we record this on a Thursday, so we've just seen the Champions League draw. Yes. Touching on our teams, Man United, Liverpool, quickly touching United's draw with Wolves, drew 1-1. Not Wolves, sorry. Don't quote me on that. Wolves is this weekend. Already having a brain fog. Southampton, not a great game. Got back into the game. And then, it just teetered out, and we didn't look like we were going to get that winner. Either did they.
Yeah, you did say you weren't that impressive this weekend.
And it was poor, but it's not going to be perfect every week. We move on. Hopefully, beat Wolves this weekend. Liverpool, obviously.
Ollie's at the wheel.
We'll move on to Liverpool briefly.
2-0 against Burnley.
Yeah.
Jota scores again. Back-to-back games.
Yeah.
He's done that quite a lot for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Harvey Elliott started, had a hell of a game.
Agitate.
You like that, don't you? You like that.
You love a bit of Harvey.
Salah had a good game. Not the goal, not the assist. It didn't count when he did score. Mane second, and what a goal. The ball from Virgil van Dijk to Harvey Elliott from the control. Back to Trent. Trent flips it over. Mane bangs it in. Hell of a goal. Hell of a win. Let's go. Let's keep moving.
Especially after you dropped a home defeat last year. Just going to chuck that in there.
They stopped our run.
Burnley. Yeah.
They stopped our run.
Just going to chuck that in there. Anyway, Champions League draw. We've seen the draw. United, Villarreal, Atalanta, Young Boys. Sorry if you haven't seen the draw and you're like waiting for it. You've recorded it or something weird like that. You get some people out there. That's a big itch if you do that. A big. I'm not going to swear this week. I've made sure I haven't so far. A big itch. So I'll leave that blank there.
Itch.
Right. Obviously, Man U's in their group. The other group, obviously, Liverpool.
Yep.
Touch on that quickly.
Atletico Madrid.
Beat you last time, knocked you out of the Champions League.
I don't know why you're starting, big man. Didn't Villarreal beat you in the Europa League final last season?
They won the trophy on penalties.
Yeah, but they still beat you.
I will just stop you there. My granddad always says, shout out my granddad, 84 years old, ex-referee. Ex-referee. He always says, you don't lose on penalties. The other team beats you.
But they lifted the trophy and United didn't.
Yes, but they've also lifted a trophy that you guys still haven't. Like I said last week, it is chess, not checkers.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, AC Milan and Porto.
Yeah.
A very tough group.
So trip away to Spain. Trip away to Italy, and then a trip away to Portugal. Itch.
You're an itch, my guy. You're an itch.
Trip away to Portugal.
Yeah.
3
tough games.
Yeah, 3 tough games.
3
3 tough games.
3 exciting games as well, though.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wednesday night crew. I might not be in attendance a few times this week, this year.
Hopefully, it's a short few games missing, and you'll be back by January. Hopefully, February.
We'll see.
We'll see. Right. So, biggest game of the previous week. Obviously, we looked at Chelsea-Arsenal.
Chelsea and Arsenal.
I called that again.
I did say
Lukaku
Arsenal
plays.
would win,
Lukaku scores. Chelsea win.
I'm disgraced.
You got a lot of stick for that from some people, especially the season ticket holder. He really went at you this week about that.
He agitates quite a lot recently. I don't know what it is. Something's on his mind.
Possibly.
The only reason I sort of said Arsenal is because, like, I just thought it's a big game. You've got to turn up for this game. And they just didn't. They looked awful. It was terrible to watch. There was a couple of good chances, but they just couldn't do anything. And Chelsea dominated. Reece James, quality, Lukaku, bullying.
Yeah.
Bullying.
Yeah, he did bully him.
It was bullying.
He put him, he was in a jam roly-poly. He bullied him.
Did you see that video online from the Twitter guy?
Yeah.
He went a bit hard.
Pablo Mari, bullying. He did go at him. But this week, the game we're going to look at, you wanted Arsenal and City to be looked at this week for some reason. But
did I?
Yeah. You definitely mentioned, you itched about that. Yeah. I'll call you on that.
Chelsea?
But we're looking at Liverpool-Chelsea. I don't know. I mean, people are going to start questioning if you've got an obsession with Arsenal. If Arsenal is sort of your second team. Most Liverpool fans have a second team.
It's not a second
that could
team
be yours.
At all. Big man, Arsenal are going really, really, really wrong right now.
They won last night, though. They did win last night. I guess a reserve West Brom side.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
Yeah. We won't touch on Arsenal for too long. I've made a few promises away that I won't go in on Arsenal.
I just don't know if I can't stick with these promises, right? If it keeps happening, something will have to be said.
That's on you if you want to go at it. I'm just going to put a clause in there. That's nothing to do with me. I'm not going at Arsenal in any way. All I'll say is it'd just be a waste of time.
Yeah, so you say.
I'll just chuck that one in there. Right, Liverpool-Chelsea. Thoughts? At Anfield. What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, you're not getting that out of me.
You squeezed one out of me last week. You almost peer pressured me into making a prediction. I put my neck on the line in my hometown. This week I've managed to walk around with no disguise. I haven't had to put a hat on or a hood or anything like that.
If it keeps going.
But obviously,
it might get bad.
If it gets bad and I've got people wanting me,
Is the transplant coming?
The transplant is not coming. When yours comes and you fully embrace it, then it will come.
Yeah.
Then it'll come.
My guy.
But I do embrace this big, bald, beautiful head. It has been called beautiful by a few people. They know who they are.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so Liverpool-Chelsea, you're going to predict or you're not? Or are you going to leave it down to me?
I'm not going to predict what their score will be. I'm not. I think it will be a really, really good game. Definitely game of the weekend. I can't disagree with you there. All I'm going to say is let's hope and pray Liverpool get the job done. I can't say that they will. Inside me, I have this feeling. Whether it's good or bad, you'll never know. But I'm looking forward to it. Very excited.
My head says draw, written all over it. My heart, obviously the United fan in me, would love Chelsea to go there and beat you.
Shut up, man. Don't give me that.
I would love to see that. That's a natural thing. I can't ever get rid of that. As much as we're friends, I can't ever get rid of that. So I do apologise, but I would love to see Chelsea get it done. I'd love to see the big battle. The big battle I want to see is Lukaku against Van Dijk.
Virgil van Dijk, yeah.
Obviously, you call him by his first name, Virgil.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, you know him.
He called this week.
We'll swiftly move on from that one. So I'm going to go and I'm going to say Chelsea 2-1. 2-1. Chelsea to take the lead, Liverpool to peg them back, Chelsea to go ahead again. 2-1. Right.
Keep going at it. You might get a prediction by the end of the night.
So that's the biggest game of this weekend that we're going to talk about. We've talked about Town anyway. We're going to get back to the question segment. We started this in the first week. We completely forgot about the second. That's the rookies we are. So this week we got 2. I'm half a point down. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? What do you want to do for the questions?
You go first. You
right.
go first.
2 questions.
We'll do 1-1-1-1.
I'm going to put you completely on the spot here, right?
No.
Who was the Liverpool manager when they last won the Premier League before they won the one in the Pandemic League? Sorry, I cannot call it the Premier League. Who was the manager in 1989 to 1990?
Well, it wasn't the Premier League.
It wasn't the Premier League. Okay, the league title. Yeah, you want it technicalities, we'll go league title. Who was it? Do you want a hint? I can give you a hint and knock half a point off.
Yeah.
He's managed and played for the club. Surely that narrows it down. And obviously time is ticking on this. We can't have it too long, lad.
Oh, mate.
I'll put you right on the spot with that one. I do apologise, but I need that half a point back.
I love it.
So is it no points? What's your answer? You got to give us an answer. We can't keep the listeners hanging on too long.
Oh, jeez, this is hard. I ain't gonna lie. I don't study like that. This is like history, man. I don't study.
I'll give
like
you an
that.
eighth of a point then, if I give you another hint.
Can I?
An eighth. Do you want to take the eighth?
Kenny?
Yeah, you got
Yeah?
it. Yeah. Well
Big
done.
up.
Well done. Right. So do you
I
want to
was
ask
gonna
me?
say that,
Do you want to
but I
ask
just
me
thought,
another
yeah,
one,
no,
or
I'm
do you
gonna
want
go
me to want me to ask you another one?
I'm
You're
gonna go for yours. I'm gonna go for yours. Okay. I don't know if this is an easy one or not, but I heard it today and it made me shake.
What made you shake?
Who has a higher wage budget out of Atalanta and Norwich?
That's a tough one because I'm thinking. I heard something obviously against when we put on Torino and Atalanta the other week, didn't we? We watched.
Yeah.
We put that on.
Yeah, we did watch that.
We
Yeah.
watched a bit of it, and they were talking about Atalanta having a lesser wage budget than teams like Torino, but getting into the Champions League.
Yeah.
So Atalanta can't have that much of a high budget if they're talking about it that way, and then Norwich, they don't really have anybody
I remember
their
they were in the
books.
Championship last year.
on their books. But I'm going to go Norwich with that one.
Yes,
I'm
correct,
going to go
yeah.
Norwich. Boom!
That's crazy,
We're
though,
back
isn't
in
it?
the game. Boom!
Just think about it. Atalanta
That's
are
a big
qualifying
boom.
for the Champions League.
And they've got a lesser wage budget than a Premier League side who aren't really a Premier League side.
Who've just come up from the Championship.
Sorry to Norwich fans that I do know.
I'm not. I hope you're listening to this, the Norwich fans that I do know.
Have a little bit of respect for.
I
But
hope
you're a yo-yo club, unfortunately.
And you're going to fail miserably again this
Wow,
year.
he's called it. He's saying it. He's gone at it. Right. So that's my question. I'm going to give you your second question. Right.
Yeah, let's go.
So, who is Liverpool's record appearance maker?
Oh, wow.
On the spot again. The clock is ticking.
Ian Rush.
Incorrect.
Oh.
You got the first name right. I didn't even know this one. Ian Callaghan.
Wow.
Courtesy of Wikipedia, because I didn't have a clue. I nearly swore again, but I didn't.
Is that facts from Wikipedia?
Well, we're just going to go off it. It is facts for now.
Okay, let's go. Right, next question. This question has a bonus point
it's a
for
bonus.
you.
Cool.
A bonus point for you, so you could really take a lead. Because I've just got one wrong. Right. What player has the quickest Premier League hat-trick? And the bonus point is if you can tell me what team he plays for, or played for, and what team it was against.
I know Mane scored a really quick hat-trick, but I know Agbonlahor scored a really quick hat-trick. I know Solskjaer did. I know Robbie Fowler did. So I'm going to go Agbonlahor.
Is that your final answer?
You saying that makes me think it's incorrect,
Well,
but
what-
I'm
what
going to
team?
go because I think... Well, he played for Villa then.
Yeah. Against who?
Against...
Because you've got to get them both.
Are they a current Premier League team now?
Yes, but... Yes.
Villa. Bonlahor. Southampton?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Because you know what, though, big man? This is a bit mad. Right, Mane has the quickest hat-trick
For Southampton.
for Southampton against Villa.
Against Villa.
That's a bit mad.
So madness.
Is the bonus point valid?
Oh, we'll let the listeners decide.
Yeah,
we'll let the listeners decide. I'm
But he
comfortably
did
now
say-
half a point ahead.
He
and
did say that it was for Villa against Southampton when it was for Southampton against Villa.
Yeah, but all I'd like to say is I'm getting questions like that correct, or like nearly correct, and you couldn't even get the last manager to win you the league,
Big
right?
man, do you know what I knew?
Nah.
I knew, and I was
you
just
got to
like,
go for it. But obviously, the last memories you got of Kenny Dalglish, King Kenny, called him a king. They sacked him.
calling him a king?
They sacked him. He was a king for you.
Yeah,
he was.
like
Goal wise,
yeah,
record wise, what he did for the club.
Yeah.
And you sacked him.
Yeah,
like he meant nothing.
Times change, big man. Things have to happen.
You got the job on the
recommend.
We won't go full Andy Tate. Andy Tate. Shout out Andy Tate.
Shout out Andy Tate.
Right. So, we haven't been called out this week, have we?
Not too much.
We have, but obviously we tried to get a segment going last week. We really want to get it to pick up this week.
Yeah.
Itchiest listener of the week. We haven't really had anybody nominate. We had a few people in mind.
Yeah.
But this week I'd say we actually take itchiest listener for what we've done.
Yep.
We sat down the other night and watched Villa against Barrow in the Carabao Cup.
A big performance
good game,
from
yeah.
El Ghazi.
El Ghazi.
El Ghazi.
And El Ghazi.
Archer.
And
Archer had a good game, a hat-trick.
Good hat-trick.
Very good hat-trick.
Some good youngsters.
Yeah.
Got some good
They looked
players.
exciting.
Right, so we'd obviously, we'll take itchiest listener for this week. Itch, scratch, E45 cream, put it all over yourself. Put it where you want, But we do want an itchiest listener, so if you want to be the itchiest listener, you haven't got. We can give you a code name. Obviously, we give a lot of people code names.
Yeah. You don't have to be called by your real name if you don't want to.
We've obviously got the season ticket holder.
Yeah.
We've got other people that we call by code names. They've been mentioned before.
Yeah, you can message on Facebook now,
Twitter,
Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. If you don't want to be
comments,
known, an email.
YouTube comments are the best places for like anonymous comments.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won't be able to figure out who you are unless it says your full name.
Yeah.
There. So if you want to abuse us.
We
Really
don't mind.
care.
It'll actually be quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
You might get it back 10 times worse than you're giving it to us.
You'll most likely get an itch. Whether you get an itch on the pod or you get an itch, elsewhere.
Elsewhere. Whoa. No threats on the pod.
No, I'm not afraid.
No threats on the pod.
Right.
You're known.
We've now got obviously a little bit of a segment that has been carrying on. Rant of the week. I want
Niall's rant of the week.
My rant of the week. Obviously, we've had a few notes written down, and I've got here that Ali's rant of the week. Is there anybody you want to rant about?
Do you know what? For the sake of this person, I'm going to try and avoid it, but my rant was going to be a bit at Arsenal. Obviously, they changed. They had a good game yesterday.
Yeah.
But it was going to be a little bit about Arsenal. I'm not going to lie. They made me itch this week.
Yep. Fair enough.
But
you're not going to rant at Arsenal.
I just can't see how they can call themselves a big club anymore, a big top 6 club in the Premier League anymore. That's all I want to say. Let's leave it at that. Let's move on to your rant of the week.
My rant of the week, we've already touched on it, booing your team.
Yeah.
You can criticise your team, you can talk about your team, you can discuss your team. More importantly, you can itch about your team. But what you should never ever do is boo your team.
Yeah,
especially when the players can hear it. Sometimes when they've played poorly, they've turned up, they don't care, they look like they don't care, they act like they don't care, stuff like that, like what you saw last year when Xhaka was coming off and he was swearing at the Arsenal fans. Stuff like that you can boo, but booing your team, like some of the town fans did, I think, you
just
should
booing any action as well. Like
back your team, win, lose, draw, whatever happens, always back your team.
Yeah.
You can have your opinion, but when it has a negative effect like that, it's not good for the team. The players hear it.
The management hears this.
They know themselves it's not good enough. They're not going to walk off that pitch
and go,
happy.
We had a good game.
We had a good game. We deserve to win. They know what errors you make. Everybody knows what errors they make. Putting your hand on your heart and owning up to it is
and
is
the
a
fact
key
that
in
it was
life.
this early this week, this early in the season, it's just unacceptable.
But
let's try and avoid that moving forward. Let's support the teams.
So that's my slight rant. It's not a heavy rant. I don't really have anybody to go at this week. Shout out Jack Grealish. He gets mentioned every week. Got to mention him again.
Yeah, because he scored this week in his home debut for Man City.
Yeah. He probably got a big fat bonus for that.
Yeah, a big fat bonus.
He probably got a big fat bonus for that. I thought he looked a bit happy when he scored. Harry Kane, obviously, has been announced recently that he's going to stay at
Tottenham. Yeah. Apparently, apparently they're negotiating a new contract. I don't know whether this is true or not. Don't hold me to this. I'm not the one reporting it. $400,000 a week and a clause that he can leave next summer.
So if that gives advice to any members of the public out there, if you're thinking about leaving your job, go and
getting a
ask
new
your
one.
boss for a pay rise and then tell him, I'm going soon. Because somehow that is apparently allowed in football. The player power is absolutely ridiculous. How he can then go and say, yeah, I want 400 grand a week, and then I'm going to, nearly said another swear word, I'm going to clear off to City or whoever, however long, yeah. Mbappe. You want to talk about
Let's
Mbappe.
talk about Mbappe.
I know why you're itching about this, because you got some dream in your head
No, I
that
haven't.
he's going to pull on the red shirt.
I really don't think
Big
he
man,
is.
before we start recording this, you were sat on the couch and you looked at me in all seriousness and you went, Mbappe agreeing terms with Liverpool, and you did it, yeah, but you did an itch because you knew as soon as that you said that got me twitchy and itchy. It get me twitchy and itchy, and I thought, no, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. But thank God it was your Football Manager career.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously Madrid, ridiculous money.
By the looks of it. Yeah,
he's definitely going to leave. No
it's
doubt.
Gotta be now.
Who he goes to, he's got Madrid written all over him.
Don't get me wrong, Mbappe. If you do listen to this, the Liverpool fans would love it. We would all love it. It would be a dream. But just shout out that we ain't losing anybody. Salah's the main man right now.
You need to come to United. We've already got Varane. We've already got Pogba. We've got Tony Martial. So you'd be more than welcome. We've got a few French youngsters as well. Hannibal Mejbri. Shout him out. Sent off the other day. I love the passion. But, yeah. So you wanted to talk about Mbappe. We're just going to run through a few quick shout-outs before we end the pod. Who do you want to shout out this week? Who have you mentioned?
Right, let's go.
Obviously, last week I mentioned about my brother being named after Old Trafford. You wanted to mention that, or you don't want to mention that?
Oh, what was that? Sorry, mate.
Well, obviously, my dad named me after George Best.
That's an itch, you know.
Yeah,
that's a big itch.
It's a very big itch.
It's not getting mentioned this week, unfortunately.
Okay,
it might come.
I'll try to lead
shout
him
out
into
to
that.
the guy.
He doesn't want to itch about it, but shout out to the guy.
Yeah, shout out to the guy who said that. But I've got to shout out my dad's cousin in Spain. So we have a listener in Spain. I hope you're sharing this, big man, because that will get us a lot of views in Spain. That could itch me. That could be a very big itch. Shout out you for listening in Spain, giving us some credit. Love that. Shout out to everybody supporting. Shout out to all the views. And just shout out to the guys who followed the Facebook page and liked the Facebook page, because it was only just started up and running. And yeah, it's gone off a little bit. So shout out to everyone there.
Shout out to my brother Austin on his birthday today.
Yep.
I think it's now tomorrow in Australia, so it's today here. Shout out. We've mentioned the season ticket holder who's got relations to you.
Yep.
On your side.
Yep.
I'm going to distance myself from him there a little bit. He's a good friend of mine, but no relation to me. But you've got another relation who had an itch this week about stopping the game.
Yeah.
Time wasting.
So basically, this could have been itchiest listener of the week as well, but.
Shout out to your other relation, King of the North, who took a trip to Manchester. I've seen the pics.
He did take a trip to Manchester.
I've seen the pics.
Yeah.
That made me itch.
because it was outside Old Trafford.
That made me
itch. You itch.
That made me itch. I did see it quite late at night as well, so it was a late night itch, which sometimes are the better itches.
That was a late night as well. I saw that.
Yeah, because you know that itch won't be properly fulfilled till the next morning anyway. So. Yeah, obviously, what you're saying about stopping the game.
Yeah, so what he was saying was basically maybe when it comes to towards the end of the game, when you've got players who are diving around who just aren't injured,
like the
Italians. Who aren't injured, like the Italians, or when the ball goes out of play, talking about stopping the clock.
I don't think it'll ever happen. It's a good idea, but I don't think it will ever happen. Really, yeah. Realistically,
does it stop players from going that way of diving and stuff
possibly,
like that?
Yeah, possibly.
Because it needs to be wiped out because it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, that could have been itchiest listener of the week.
That could have been. But obviously, if you want to be itchiest listener, let us know on the socials: Twitter, Insta, Facebook, DM. Slide in the DMs. Make it go down in the DMs. We really don't care. We want to see it. We love it. Right. That's episode 3.
That is
pretty much wrapped up.
Are we going to shout out Wednesday night?
Shout out to the Wednesday
Shout
night.
out. We got a shout out. And shout out AFC Kesgrave for the first win of the season.
Shout out AFC Kesgrave.
Yeah, let's like that.
Let's get that train rolling.
So thanks for listening. Like Niall said, hit us up on all of the socials.
All the socials.
We love it.
Any social.
Any single one. Let's
Any
go.
social. Shout out.
Thank you.